Arbor's Fiber Spider, back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I'm going to show you how to crochet this absolutely stunning shawl. Well, I found it on Pinterest and it was in a completely different language that I could not identify. So I call this the Arbor shawl because of this really lovely leaf pattern. And the yarn that I used was Caron Cakes. Yes, it is one of my go-to favorites. And no, I am not sponsored, but I do love it oh so much. The colorway for this is pistachio. And Caron Cakes, I have used this in a number of tutorials, and I love the yarn. I love the feel, I love the weight. It's a 4-ply, so I'm going to be using a size I crochet hook. And this looks rather complex, but actually the repeat is totally doable, and you too can get to the point where you will not have to follow the pattern. You can just keep going until the length that you want. All right, so let's get started, shall we? Okay. Alrighty, so before we begin, I'm going to say again, yes, I'm using a size I crochet hook, and this is worsted weight yarn. The Caron Cakes, I went through about a skein and a half for the shawl that I completed. Now, of course, everybody is different. We're all like snowflakes, so you might need to use 2 full skeins. You might be little itty bitty petite, and you might only need 1 skein. Totally up to you, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to start with our obligatory slip knot. And then we are going to chain 5 and do a slip stitch. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and join with a slip stitch to create a ring that we are going to work within. Alrighty. And this is going to be what we're going to be working within. Okay? So now for row 1, yes, and it's good to have a row counter just in case. So for row 1, what we are going to do is start by chaining up 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into this center ring here, we're going to do a double crochet right into the ring. Like so. So we get a nice big space there. All right, then we're going to do another chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then do another double crochet into the center ring. All right, so now we've got 2 big spaces. So then we do another chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And another double crochet into that ring. Like so. So now I've got 3 spaces. And then we do another chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then into that ring once more, we do another double crochet. All right. And that is row 1. Okay, be right back. Alrighty, on to row number 2. Alright, so for the beginning of row 2, we're going to do a chaining up of 6 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we turn the work. Okay, and so then into this first double crochet here, we're going to do 3 double crochet stitches right into the top of this stitch here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then do a double crochet into this top double crochet here. Like so. Okay. Then we chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And then into the next double crochet we do 3 double crochets. It's all about symmetry. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And then we finish off by doing 3 chains, and then a double crochet into the 3rd chain. So that can be a little tricky to find, but we shall persevere. So, see, that's 1, 2, and 3. But because it's 3 from the base here, you go into the 4th. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's right into here. So it's 3rd from the knot here, or 4th from the end over here. However you achieve it is up to you. Whatever little trick works. Okay. So that, my dears, is the end of row 2. Back in a flash. Alrighty, on to row number 3. Alright, so we are going to begin row 3 by starting with 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we turn the work. And then what we're going to do is into the first double crochet, we do 2 double crochets, then into the next 1, and then into the 3rd, 2 double crochets. So it's going to sort of blossom forth for us. So that's 2 double crochets into the first double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets into the 3rd. All right, and then get some more yarn, a little tangled here. All right, so then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again into the top of this double crochet we're going to do another double crochet, like so. Chain 3, and we're doing the exact same thing on this side that we did on the other side. So it's going to be 2 double crochets into the first double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets into the last of the 3 double crochets. All right, and then we chain 3, and then finish by doing a double crochet into the 3rd chain. See, this one's going to be a little bit easier to discern. See, it's 1, 2, 3rd one. So right into here, we do our finishing double crochet. All right, so we have our 2 leaves starting here, And there we are. All right, so that's the end of row 3. Alrighty, on to row number 4. So for row 4, this is going to be a little bit different, but not to worry, we shall persevere. All right, so for row 4, we start by chaining up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We turn the work. Now into this very first stitch, we're going to do a double crochet right into here. Let me do that again for you. Right into here. So we start by doing a double crochet, and this right here is going to be the base of future leaves. Yes, indeed. All right, so after doing that, we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then, much like the previous row, in this row we're going to continue by doing 2 double crochets into the first double crochet. So that's 1 and 2. All right. And then we're going to double crochet regularly the next 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then in the last one, we do 2 double crochets so that we continue to expand and grow out the width of the leaves, like so. All right, then we are going to chain 3. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. Now, to have our center branch out, after we chain 3 here, we are now going to do a double crochet into that double crochet, and we're going to branch it out a little bit. No pun intended. So we did a double crochet, then we chain 1, and then we do another double crochet, and then we chain 1, and then we do another double crochet. So we're going to have some offshoots. All right. And then going back for the rest of row 4, it's very much the same. So it's chain 3, 2 double crochets into the first double crochet. So that's 2. Come on. And then 3 regular stitches of double crochet. 2 and 3, and then 2 in the last. So that's 1 and 2. Then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do again into the third chain. 1, 2, and 3. Right into here. We're going to do a double crochet. Then we chain 1. And then we do another double crochet into that same stitch. All right, because as always, we need symmetry. So we have this space that we started here, and then we have another equal space on this side. All right, and as you can see, it's starting to take a little shape. All right, so that is the end of row 4. All right, on to row number 5. You still with me? I hope you are. All right, so for row 5, we are going to go back to doing a chain of 6. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn the work. Now, into this double crochet, we are going to do 3 double crochets. See, this is going to be the beginning of a new leaf. Once I get that down, there we go. 2 and 3. Okay. So we've got our 3 double crochets there. And then we're going to do another chain 3. Okay, now, because we are starting to have this leaf grow, we have to have the next one shrink. It has to taper inwards now. So to do that, we're going to skip this first double crochet. And we're going to go right into the second one with a double crochet. And then we keep going right along, and we're not going to stitch the last one. So that leaves us with 5 double crochets because we skipped the first and the last. Then we're going to continue along by doing a chaining of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, when I said before that we're going to be branching out, yep, we're doing that up here as well, creating new leaves. So we chained 3 over here. Into this first double crochet, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So that's 3 double crochets into there. Then we chain 3. Do a regular double crochet into that top one there. Like so. 3 chains. And it's pretty much the exact same thing on the other side. So it's 3 double crochets into that stitch. Get some more yarn. Wish I could have an assistant just feed me yarn. It'd be so much easier. All right. So as you can see, at the top here, we have 2 leaves that are going to be forming outwards. And then we continue on by chaining of 3. 1, 2, 3. And this leaf, we have to taper inwards as well. So we're going to skip the first double crochet, going right into the second stitch with a double crochet. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, chain 3, and then into this double crochet over here, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Finish off by chaining 3. And then go into the third chain, so that's 1, 2, and 3. So there's one right there, but we don't use that one. It's this one right here, the third one from the bottom, like so. All right, so we have some new growth on the sides here, and in the top center here, and the beginning is now coming to an end. Just a couple more rows, and you'll see as we keep going. So that's the end of row 5. All right, on to row 6. All right, so now we're going to continue right along by doing a chaining of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn the work. And we're going to continue along by doing 2 double crochets into the first, 1 double crochet into the next, 2 in the third. So that's 1, 2 in that first one, a regular 1 in the second, and then 2 in the third. All right. And then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we need to continue to make this leaf shrink up a little. So after we chain 3 here, we're going to skip that first double crochet, go into the next one with a double crochet, and then do 2 more for a total of 3 double crochets, because we're skipping the first and we're skipping the last. All right, then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and again we're continuing to grow this leaf. So that's 2 in the first, and then 1 in the second, and then 2 in the third. All right, there we are. Then we're going to build up the middle again, so that's chaining of 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into that single double crochet there, like so, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets into the first double crochet, one double crochet into the next, and then 2 double crochets into the last. And then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to skip the first, go into the next with a double crochet, do 2 more double crochets, chain 3, and then build out this final leaf by doing 2 double crochets into the first stitch, then 1 double crochet into the second, and then 2 double crochets into the third. Then we chain 3, and then we do a double crochet into the third chain. So that's 1, 2, and 3, right into here. Ta-da! we are. And as you can see, it is definitely starting to take some shape because we have our 2 leaves here that are almost finished, and then we've got 2 more on each side growing out, and it's just going to keep going and going. So that's the end of row 6. Alrighty, on to row number 7. Now I'm sure that you can see the repetition going along here, and this next row is really going to be proof positive of that, because this is in essence a 3-row repeat. Okay, see here we had the V here where it was a chaining up of 4. Actually, on this side, I think it was. Yeah, it was a chaining up of 4 and then doing a double crochet, and then here it was a total chaining up of 6 and then a chaining up of 6. Now we're going to be repeating ourselves again for row 7, because for row 7 we are going to start by doing again a chaining up of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to create this little opening here once more. And that is actually a really great way of remembering what to do as far as the repeat, because we're going to go into this stitch here again with a double crochet, and that's creating another sort of eyelet down here. And basically that's what this whole pattern amounts to, is a 3-row repeat. So it's really not that bad. It looks far more complicated than it is. But if you remember, essentially that it's a 3-row repeat, the only difference, is, I mean, of course, you have to get started in here. But once you get to about this row, the rest is gravy, really. So we did the chaining of 4, double crochet into that first one, okay? And then we're going to do a, let me see, a chaining of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to build up this leaf for 1 more row, just like we did. I'm backtracking here, I know, but it's to prove a point. So we have our eyelet here and we have our eyelet here, right? So it's growing out again here, right? And then the next row is where it starts to shrink. So it's going to be the same difference over here. And so you can basically look at the work that you've already done and you can see, oh, this is where I need to be. So I chained 3 there. I'm going to do 2 double crochets into this first double crochet. And yes, I need some more yarn. Oh, the trials, the tribulations, the traumas. Okay. So, I'm sorry. That was 2 in the first. And then 1 in each until we hit the last one. And in the last one, we're going to do 2 once more. Like so. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now the difference is that, right here, we need to shrink this one up, right? So this is only going to be 1 double crochet. Like that. And then we chain 3. And then we do further growth on this one. So it's 2 in the first. And then 1 in each. 2 in the last one here. You see? All right, and then see, we're going to need to continue to grow out the center as well, because in the center it's also, in essence, a 3-row repeat. See down here, like I said, we had our corner eyelet and then 2 regular ones. Now we have a corner eyelet. So over here, see, we have our growth here. So it's sort of like the corner eyelet and 2 regular ones. So we need to grow this out again. And if you remember, we do that by chaining of 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into that center there. And then we chain 1. Another double crochet into that same center piece. Chain 1. And another double crochet. You see? See, we had a growth, 2 regular ones, and a growth. A growth, 2 regular ones, and a growth. I'm not trying to be painfully repetitious, but I am trying to be clear. And I hope this helps. 1, 2, 3 chains. Okay. And then 2 double crochets into the first. And then continue on with a double crochet in each until you hit the last, because we're going to do 2 double crochets into the last again. Like so. And then we're going to shrink this one down to 1 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3 chains. 1 double crochet into the center there, like so. 3 more chains, and then grow this one out with a pair of double crochets into the first double crochet, like so, and then a double crochet into each. Oops. There we go. And then 2 double crochets into the last. All right. And then we need to go for that symmetry. We need this sort of eyelet space here too, right? So to do that, we do a chaining of 3. And then into the third chain, 1, 2, and 3, we do our double crochet, and then a chain 1 and a double crochet into that same stitch to create the eyelet space on this side. See, we have these 2 center ones growing, the center branching out, and these 2 leaves are now finished. All right, and then we have these 2, which are almost done, and then these spaces on the sides, which are going to sprout new ones. All right, so that's the end of row 7. Don't you just love it? Oh, love it. Alrighty, onwards and upwards to row 8. All right, so again, we're going to continue right along by doing a chaining up of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 6. Yes, good. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is into that first double crochet over here, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Let's, come on, 1 and 2 and 3. And then on this one, we're going to start our decrease by skipping the first and the last. So it's going to be chaining of 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip the first double crochet, go into the next with a double crochet. And continue by doing 4 more, so of a total of 5 double crochets. That's 4 and 5. All right. And then we do 3 more chains. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to build this one up again. So what we're going to do is 3 double crochets into this one right here. Like so. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we need to start shrinking this one down as well. So we skip the first, go into the next with a double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3. Get some more yarn going on here. 4 and 5. All right, then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then into this double crochet here, we do 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 3. Into the center one, we do 1 double crochet. Chain 3 more. And then 3 double crochets into this one. All right. Then we chain 3. And then we shrink down this leaf by skipping the first, going into the next with a double crochet for a total of 5 double crochets across. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we do 3 double crochets into this single one here. Oops. Yeah. Gotta make sure you have all of your plies and plenty of yarn. All right. Let's finish this trio up. so, and 3 chains. Yeah, there's a lot of 3 chains in this project, let me tell you. And then we're going to shrink this leaf down by skipping the first, going into the next with a double crochet, going along with a total of 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up. 5, yes. Chain 3. And then into this double crochet here, we do 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. Chain 3. And we do a double crochet into the third from the base, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Like so. Ta-da! And that is the end of row 8. Don't you just love how this is coming out? I know I do. And pretty soon, with the Karen cakes, the yarn will change color, and new life will spring and blossom once more. All right, that was hammy. Anyway, on to row 9. And now for row 9. All right. So, we're going to start by doing another chaining of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into the first double crochet, we do 2. Then 1 in the second. And then 2 in the third. Okay, chain 3. We're going to skip the first one again. And we're doing a total of 3 double crochets because we had 5. Now we're going to have 3, as you can see. Chain 3. And we're going to build out this leaf by doing 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Like so. All right, then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, we skip the first. And we do a total of 3 double crochets across because we're skipping the first and skipping the last. Chain 3. Okay, build out this next leaf by doing 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. There we are. Okay, chain 3, 1 double crochet into the center one, I can do it. Oh dear. Here we go. Okay. And then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Build out this leaf. 2 in the first. One in the second. And 2 in the third. Chain 3. Shrink down this next leaf by skipping the first, going into the next. Total of 3 across. It's 2 and 3. Chain 3. Build up this leaf by doing 2 in the first. One in the second, and then 2 in the third, like so. Chain 3. Shrink this one down, skip the first, do 3 across, chain 3, and then build out this leaf. By doing 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 2 in the third. All right. Okay. And then we do our ending of chaining of 3. And then do a double crochet into the third from the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. Like so. Ta-da! And that is the end of row 9. So as you can see, it's coming along quite nicely. Don't you think? All right. So really, I mean, this is what it boils down to. See, we had our branching out here. We have a branching out here. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3. So the next one's going to be another branching out. Over here, see, we have our branch out here, then 2 regular ones. So the next one is going to be another branching out. And that's how it continues. So the thing is that this one is going to continue to grow outwards. This one is going to shrink down to 1. This one's going to grow out, shrink down to 1, grow outwards, going to grow outwards at the center, grow out, shrink down, grow out, shrink down, grow out. All right. And so that's how it's going to continue. All right. So I'm really hoping that this is making sense because I'm trying to make this as clear as possible because I don't wish to be confusing any more than life already is. All right, so I'm going to continue on for those of you that wish to follow. I hope you do, because, again, I want to make this clear. All right. Alrighty, on to row 10. All right, now we're going to do our branching out once again like we did down here. So it's going to be a chaining up of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then into that first double crochet, we do a double crochet. Well, into the first stitch, not the first double crochet, but into that first stitch we do a double crochet, and then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we build out by doing 2 in the first, get some more yarn here. So in essence, you know, like I keep saying, it's a 3-row repeat, and then the only real difference is the very end when you want to do the edging, which I will show you how to do, of course, because it really makes it shine. So into this last double crochet, we do 2 double crochets, like so, chain 3, 1 double crochet, because we're skipping the first and the third, chain 3, and then we grow this one out, so it's 2 in the first, go right along to the other side, and it's going to be 2 in the last, right here. Okay. Chain 3, shrink this one down, chain 3, build this one up with 2 in the first and 2 in the last. Yeah, so technically speaking, you could follow along doing, I think it was row 7, 8, and 9. And the only difference is the number of leaves you have going across, you know, naturally. So yeah, I mean, basically, if you follow rows 7, 8, and 9, you know, indefinitely, you could make your project as big as you want to. Chaining of 3. And then in the center, yet again, we do a double crochet. Oops. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, chain 3. Okay, build this leaf out. So that's 2 in the first. Continue right along. Then 2 in the last. Come on now. There we are. And then chaining of 3, skip the first, go into the second, like so, chain 3, build out this leaf, 2 in the first, work our way across, and hit it with 2 in the last, like so. All right, and then chain 3, do 1 in the center there, because we're skipping the first and the last, chain 3, then 2 in the first, work our way across, and finish with 2 in the last one, chain 3, and then do a double crochet into the third from the base, and there we are. Chain 1 and do a double crochet into that same stitch, because we had our branching out here, 1 regular, 2 regular, branch. Okay. All right. So by now, I really do hope that you can see how the pattern repeats itself. So, yeah, if you follow, it was, I believe, 7, 8, and 9. Of course, making allowances for the fact that you're going to have a different number of leaves on the side here. Then all you need to do is just keep that in mind. So as you're going along, see here, we have a branch. So then it's going to be, as we see down here, we have a branch. So in here, it's going to be 3 in that one stitch. And then going across, we're starting to decrease here. And then increasing, just like we're going to be increasing up here, right? So I really hope that this is really starting to make sense to you. I mean, I could go on indefinitely, but I don't wish to bore you to tears, but I do wish to be thorough. It's a fine line, All right, so now let me see here, because I think we are almost at a point, actually, where I can show you how to do the edging. All right, so I believe, let me see here. Yeah, it's going to be actually just another 2 more rows. 1 more row, and then it's going to be the edging row that I'm going to show you, all right? So just for the sake of clarity, I'm going to show you the actual row, and then I'm going to show you how to do the edging, all right? So let's get into it. All right, so for row 11, let's get into this. So we start, of course, by chaining of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And into that double crochet, we do 3 double crochets. Then we do a chaining of 3. And then we're going to start shrinking this one down. So we skip the first, work our way across with 5. Sorry, I need more yarn. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, chain of 3, 3 double crochets into that single one, chaining of 3, skip the first, so we end up with 5, chain 3, 3 double crochets into the single one here, chain 3, skip the first, doing 5 across, okay, chain 3, okay, so into this first double crochet, we do 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, and 3, chain 3, 1 double crochet into the middle one here, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this next one, oh, come on, okay, chaining of 3, skip the first one, working our way across, doing a total of 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Chain 3, 3 double crochets into the single one here, it's 1, 2, and 3, and yes, I need more yarn. All right. Oh dear. Chaining of 3. Okay, and then we shrink this one down to 5 across by skipping the first, 2, 3, kind of, 3, 4, 5, chaining of 3, do 3 into this single double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. And yes, Houston, we have liftoff. We have a new color. Yay! It's always nice when it changes. It's like, yes, we are making progress. Woohoo! All right, chaining of 3. All right, shrink this one down, doing just 5 across by skipping that first. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 3, and then do 3 double crochets into this one. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3, and then do a double crochet into the third from the base. So that's 1, 2, and 3, right into here, like so. All right, and that is the end of row 11. All right, and then we will do our edging. Okay. All right, now before when I said you can repeat rows 7, 8, and 9, well, even though we just did row number 11, this would technically be like a row 8 that we ended on, because think about it. So we have our groupings of 3, 1 here, and 1 here, and 1 here, right? Well, if we start from the very beginning, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the 8th row, right? Right here, we have a group of 3, correct? So it continues on. So this is row 8, 9, 10, and 11. So it's every third row, okay? So you have to end on the second of the third, if that makes sense. Because if it's a 3-row repeat, 7, 8, 9, if you end on a row 8, as it were, that's the row that you would need to end on in order to do your edging. All right, so another easy way of remembering that is, okay, so you have your little eyelet here, and then you have a regular one here. So it's the middle one in between the repeat, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go across to over here, and we are going to start by chaining up 1, turn the work, okay, and in this space here, we're going to do 3 single crochets into the space. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do a chaining up of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then these 3 double crochets we are going to crochet together. So it's starting the double crochet, but not finishing. Start another double crochet into the next stitch, but don't finish. And then into the last one, we start the double crochet, and now we pull through all 4 loops on the hook, like so, like that. And then we chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, work our way back down, and we're going to do 3 single crochets into this chain space here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. All right, now covering this section here, we're going to do a chaining up of, let me see here, chaining up of 4. Just want to make sure I'm getting it right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and again, we're going to be skipping the first and the last. Okay, so going to do these 3 double crochets in the center by crocheting them together. So we start the double, then we start the next double, and then we start the 3rd double, like so. Then we draw through all 4 loops on the hook, like so. And then we chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we go back down into this space with 3 single crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. And so we have the completion of 1 small cluster and the completion of 1 big cluster. And basically that's how it goes for the rest of this side and the rest of this side. And I'm going to do it all the way through just so that it is clear. Now, of course, this is not your finished shawl, unless if you're doing a neckerchief, which that's totally up to you. But you would make it as wide as you want. Preferably, I would say about a cake and a half worth of yarn. Fingertip to fingertip would be a good size. But, of course, personal preference. So, again, we're going to continue on, chaining up 3. 1, 2, 3. Begin the double. Begin the double. And begin the double. Draw through all 4. Chain 3. 3 single crochets into the chain space. Chain 4. Skip the first one, go into the next by beginning the double. Into the next one, begin the double, and then begin the double. Draw through all 4, chain 4, single crochet 3 into this chain space, chain 3, double crochet 3 together once again, now, of course, you can do a different edging if you like. I'm not a dictator, but this is the one that I found. And if you like it, go for it. If you find that something else works better for you, hey, more power to you, I say. So that's 3 single crochets into the chain space. Chain 4. Grab some more yarn, like I always do. All right. Skip the first, go into the next, double crochet 3 together by going through all 4 loops, chain 4, 3 single crochets into the chain space, okay, now we have hit the top here. Okay, when you hit the top, it's slightly different but not terribly so. Chaining up a 3, double crochet 3 together, chain 3. Okay, now we're going to do 3 single crochets, 1 into the top, 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then into this top of the double crochet, we do a single crochet, sort of anchor it there. Then 3 more single crochets. And then chain 3. Double crochet these 3 together. Like so. Chain 3. Three single crochets in the chain space. There we are. Chain 4. Skip the first. Double crochet the 3 in the middle together. Like so. Chain 4. Untangle my yarn. 3 single crochets in the chain space, like so. Chain 3. Double crochet these 3 together. Come on. Chain 3. 3 single crochets in the chain space. Chain 4. Skip the first and the last. Do the center 3 together. There. And there. There we go. Chain 4. Single crochet 3 along the chain space. Okay. Chain 3. Oh, we are so close to being done. All right. 3 double crochets together. Like so. Chain 3. 3 single crochets in the chain space. Chain 4. Skip the first and the last, doing the middle 3 together. Like so. Chaining a 4. 3 single crochets in the chain space. Oops. Chain 3. And then, da-da-da, 3 double crochets together. One, two, three. 3 single crochets. Oops. Ta-da! All right, so here, of course, you would snip your yarn, pull the loop out like so, and then sew in the ends. My goodness. So as you can see, this is a truly beautiful pattern, and I absolutely fell in love with it because I love anything to do with leaves, with the color green. I'm a huge fan of earth tones. See, right now, this is where the yarn is starting to get fun. Anything to do with earth tones, greens, and rusty browns, and so forth. And I just absolutely love this pattern. Even though all I could find was a schematic, I was determined to make good on it so that I could share it with you guys. So listen, if you liked this video, and I really hope you did, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, because I do try my best to answer them as well as I can. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because I try to post videos as often as I can, because this is truly what I am passionate about, and I love sharing it with you guys. So until the next video, stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.